Trump's batshit insane border czar Tom Homan, oh, sorry, that's a slice of canned ham. Sorry about that, he's just indistinguishable from pre-processed meat. But it turns out that Mr. I Hate Illegals isn't exactly against committing crimes himself. We just found out that Trump's FBI and justice officials have closed an investigation that revealed that Tom Homan accepted $50,000 in cash as a bribe. Again, ironic considering he was railing against illegal criminals as recently as last night on Bill Maher's show.
You said it was 10 million that came under Joe Biden.
Yeah.
Trump in England said today it was 25.
No, 25 illegal here in the United States.
Nah, yeah, 25 here illegal in the United States? I mean, this guy speaks English worse than the people that he's deporting. He sounds like a caveman who just discovered what racism is. AOC is coming after him too. Who's illegal now at Tom Homan? She tweeted just a few hours ago after MSNBC broke the scoop that Tom Homan accepted a $50,000 cash payment bribe from undercover FBI agents. Double check that you're subscribed and we'll dive into this bombshell reporting from MSNBC. So I'm just going to throw the cold water on you now. We found out about this because Trump's FBI and justice officials closed the investigation, which they went on to say was a deep state probe. But let's jump into the details. In an undercover operation last year, the FBI recorded Tom Homan. We need to see that footage. Now the White House border czar accepting $50,000 in cash after indicating that he could help the agents, who are posing as business executives, win government contracts in a second Trump administration, according to multiple people familiar with the probe and internal documents reviewed by MSNBC. So this took place last year during the campaign before Trump was actually elected and Tom Homan had any actual power, but it seems like he was going around telling business executives that he could give them sweet government contracts or at least contact with Donald Trump himself. The FBI and Justice Department planned to wait and see whether Tom Homan would deliver on his alleged promise once he became the nation's top immigration official. But the case indefinitely stalled soon after Donald Trump became president again in January, according to 6 sources familiar with the matter. I don't know why they thought it would be a good idea to wait until Donald Trump became president. It's obvious that he was going to squash this no matter what. In recent weeks, Trump's appointees officially closed the investigation after FBI Director Kash Patel requested a status update on the case, 2 people said. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if they squashed this investigation because Tom Homan really did get some sweet government contracts for business executives. Again, from the reporting, it's unclear what reasons FBI and Justice Department officials gave for shutting down the investigation, but a Trump Justice Department appointee called the case a deep state probe in early 2025, and no further investigative steps were taken, the sources say. Now, to me, the fact that he accepted $50,000 for a bribe should alone be enough for them to arrest him. There's no deep state probe that made Tom Homan accept this $50,000 bribe. Here's some more details about that bribe. Undercover FBI agents posing as contractors communicated and met several times last summer with a business colleague who introduced them to Homan, and with Homan himself, who indicated that he would facilitate securing contracts for them in exchange for money once he was in office, according to documents and the people familiar with the case. On September 20th, that's literally today, like 1 year ago. That's crazy that they released this on the anniversary of the sting operation. With hidden cameras recording the scene at the meeting spot in Texas, Homan accepted $50,000 in bills, according to an internal summary of the case and sources. FBI agents and Justice Department prosecutors took no further investigative steps in the final months of 2024, the people said, and expected to keep monitoring Homan to determine if he landed an official role and would make good on steering contracts in a future Trump administration. So I'm struggling to understand the FBI's logic here. Why would they wait to see be if Tom Homan was given an official role. Because after he lands an official role, it's too late. You're not going to be able to prosecute him because Donald Trump's going to protect him, which is exactly what's happening now. To me, it seems like the bribery happened when he accepted the bills. Whether or not he makes good on the bribe doesn't determine if it's illegal or not. When special agents in Texas began probing the subject's claim that Homan was soliciting bribes, which means that he's doing this a lot, by the way. If the FBI heard about it and then set up this whole sting, it means that he's been doing this with actual business executives. Who's to say he's not connecting folks to get those sweet government contracts right now? At the time, the White House border czar 63 was president and owner of a private consulting business that said it could help companies in the border security industry win government contracts. That, to me, is insane. I mean, how is this not on its face illegal? What was the company called? Tom Homan's Bribery Incorporated? Several FBI and justice officials believed that they had a strong criminal case against Homan for conspiracy to commit bribery based on the recording of him accepting cash and his apparent promise to assist with contracts, according to 4 people familiar with the probe. Homan could have been charged with a crime then, legal experts say, but his case was unusual. He was not a public official, and Trump was not president at the time he accepted money in the FBI's undercover sting, so his actions didn't clearly fit under a standard bribery charge. Yeah, bull fucking shit. If I am poised to get a cushy job with the government, and then I sell promises to do stuff once I get that position, that's a bribe. Whether or not you're actually in the position to make good on the bribe, or whether or not you actually went through with the bribe, should be irrelevant to the fact that you accepted money in exchange for something that is clearly illegal. Top officials privately debated the possible charges given Homan's status at the time, people familiar with the case said, but several concluded it would be better for the investigation to continue to monitor his actions once he was back in public office. According to a document reviewed by MSNBC, justice officials were eyeing 4 potential criminal charges in this case: conspiracy, bribery, and 2 kinds of fraud. This guy has more potential criminal charges than he has hair on his head. Several FBI and Justice Department officials believed Homan's acceptance of the cash provided strong evidence that they should continue to pursue Homan after he took public office. Shortly after Trump's inauguration, however, in late January or February of 2025, former acting Deputy Attorney General Emil Bovee was briefed on the case and told Justice Department officials that he did not support the investigation, according to 2 people familiar with the case. So Trump's personal lawyer and legal attack dog got a hold of the case documents, realized that their good friend Tom Homan was up shit's creek, and I'm sure took that information back to MAGA HQ so they could devise a way to get rid of this once Kash Patel found out about it. After Trump was elected a second time in 2024, amid questions about Homan's financial relationship with clients who sought work related to the border, like Geo Group, the private prison company that he used to work for, Homan said he had no conflicts and that he would take steps to prevent one. He said he was shutting down his consulting business and would remove himself from discussions of specific contracts to avoid the appearance of conflicts of interest. But as Jamie Raskin points out here, as borders you are uniquely positioned to help your former business clients reap a huge windfall from the Trump administration's spending on immigration enforcement. And we've already seen that with Geo Group, the company that Homan used to work for, getting huge government contracts to build Alligator Alcatraz and whatever other concentration camp they're going for. Asked about a hypothetical situation of a person promising help with contracts once they get into office, Randall Eliason, who is a corruption attorney, said federal law makes it a crime to strike a corrupt agreement to help influence government contracts and decisions, no matter the identity of the person or whether they succeed. He said a person who is not a public official yet, but promises to exert influence improperly when they get the job, and accepts or solicits money to do so, can be charged with conspiracy. The defendant is agreeing that he will commit the crime of bribery once he is appointed to be a public official, Eliason added. That agreement itself is the conspiracy crime, and the fact that it never actually took place is not a defense. That would be true if he were never even appointed to anything at all. Okay, so it's good to get confirmation there from the experts that him accepting that $50,000 bribe is a crime in of itself. I mean, I'm not surprised that the corrupt FBI and Trump administration is sweeping this under the rug, just dropping the charges outright. But this bribery case should be the only thing that reporters ask Mr. Human Thumb Tom Homan about when he's spilling racist dribble about immigrants, because we all know that he's just doing that so he can line his pockets. If you guys want to stay informed on the stuff that MAGA hates for you to know, then subscribe to Really American. I'm Tony Hinderman, and I'll catch you next time.